Hello, can you hear me?
We don't hear anything. Is the volume up? But even when it was saying recording in progress, nothing played there. Sandra, your volume is down. You don't have any volume. Yeah.
I think I need to mute my computer.
No.
No need.
Yeah,
Okay.
because then we don't hear.
You wanna taste?
Okay.
Jinja,
Can you hear us okay? And can we check if we can hear you?
Yes, I can hear all of you okay.
Great.
Okay. I think so. Are you going to share the slides? Or you would like me to do that?
Can you do that for us for today, please?
Go ahead.
yeah. Okay, let me share. Yes, we can do that. We'll share the screen.
Okay. Guys, we'd like to get started. It's 9:02. Is this a good time to get started now?
Yes, I think we can proceed.
Okay, great. Well, good morning, honorable mayors and dear colleagues. Thank you for joining us for Module 3B of the Asia Pacific Mayors Academy for Sustainable Urban Development. Next, please. Next slide, please. It might be. Thank you. Before we begin, let's briefly review some guidelines to ensure our session is productive for everyone. First of all, please keep your microphone muted when not speaking. And mayors, please keep your video on. And I think everybody's name has been updated or changed to the suggested format. Okay. And the next guideline is if you wish to speak, please click on the, either you can raise your hand or you can click on your microphone to unmute so that you can start speaking. And also if you want to share your insights actively during our presentation or later interactive exercise, you can also type a suggestion in the chat area. Okay, I think we are moving on to the introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Yi-Zhao Yang. I'm a professor at University of Oregon. It's my pleasure today to lead this session with my colleague, Dr. Fernando. I'd like to pass on to Fernando to say a quick hi and welcome.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Professor Yang, for the kind introduction. And looking forward to completing Module 3 today of this year's Mayors Academy. So let's move forward.
Great. I think the sharing I'm trying to see which side. I'd like to ask the colleagues at ESCAP, do you think it would be better for me to share the slides? All right, that's fine. If we have further issues, we'll ask this whether this is an option. All right, before we move forward, I'd like to discuss a roadmap of our today's session. So what you see is outline of today's activities. First, we will have an inspiration presentation given by Karaoke-san from IGS, and that will take about 5 minutes. And following that, we will have a short Mentimeter polling activity that's an exercise for mayors to identify local issues and local policy tools. And then we'll move to reflection and this interactive exercise where mayors will share their visions, which is your homework. And then very thankful many mayors have submitted their homework. And depending on the number of mayors, we will allocate each mayor equal time within the 35-minute slot. And then I will be giving a short presentation about sustainable urban and territory planning aimed at achieving compact integrated development, and also how we can use that process to localize SDGs and integrate voluntary local review process. And that will take about 25 minutes. And after a 15-minute break, the second half of our session will have a 1 hour long interactive exercise. That's when mayors will be given the exercise to try to localize 4 targets of SDG 11 into their local urban and territory planning process. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic to, oh, there's a group photo session. Okay.
We kindly request that everyone, especially the mayors, would turn on your video, and we will make the announcement when the photo is being taken. 1, 2, 3. I'll take one more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much.
Okay, moving on. Yeah, I will let Fernando introduce our speaker, Karaoke-san.
Yes, thank you so much. So just to keep on track, today we're going to have an inspiration presentation from Yatsuga Kataoka-san, who is the program director here at the City Task Force at the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies in Japan. So she will be talking about Japanese cities and how they are working to localize the SDGs. So please, Kataoka-san, the floor is yours. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Fernando. Also, thank you very much for the Ichao-san. And then again, my name is Yatsuka Kataoka, the Program Director of City Task Force for Institute for Global Environmental Strategy, we call the IGS. So today I would like to speak about the localization efforts of Japanese local governments. So next, please. Okay, so this is kind of the somehow survey results of the how many subnational governments recognize the SDGs. So as you see, in as of the 2022 survey, lots of the local governments recognize what is SDGs and what is the goal of the SDGs. So about 98% of the local government, subnational governments knows SDGs and try to the efforts of the localization. Next, please. Yeah, this is the because of the high recognition of the Japanese nationals, Japanese people. In 2023 survey, about 90%, more than 90% of the the people knows about the SDGs. And then also the another reasons is the somehow national supports of the local governments on SDG localization. Next, please. And then one of the program of the national government to support local government SDG efforts is SDG Future Cities program by the Cabinet Office. Next, please. And then this, through the program, national governments encourage local governments to submit the proposals of the projects and then activities of solving issues and creating new values of in 3 dimensions of sustainable development, namely economy, society, and environment. And then also the program, encourage the local governments to plan the activities to revitalize local communities, and then to address the local problems. So next, please. And then from the local government side, this program provide extensive follow-up support from the government, including advice from experts and ministries and agencies. Sometimes, followed by subsidies. And also the wider recognition of the city as, the very working closely on SDGs, that is somehow, the increased attractiveness of the local governments. So next, please. And then currently the 206 subnational governments, from large one to the small one, is identified as selected as a SDG future cities. And then they do some activities on SDG localization. Also, they requested to report back to the government on their activities. Next, please. And then having said that, because of the time limitation, I would like to share one case of SDG Future Cities activities. Next, please. So this is a Kamishihoro town in Hokkaido. This is a small town of Hokkaido, which economy is depends on the agriculture. And then, they are suffering from the local economic depression, partly, and then also the population, and then the aging society. So, and then here's they are aiming to from the SDG Future City Program Plan. So they aim to revitalize local economy through creating new job opportunity and connected mind population, and also the enhancement of the quality of life of residents, and also the creation of zero carbon energy economies. Next, please. Here's, I want to stress that, how the Kamishihoro town try to use the local resources, and then also the and then the enhancing the synergies of the different sectoral activities to enhance the local economies, and then the people's quality of life, and through the SDG spirits. So first, there is, lots of livestock manures is generated from the livestock industries, which is the main industry of them, the town. And then they utilize that manure. It used to be somehow throwing away, but they are through the they somehow generate methane from the livestock, and then collected them, and then creating the biogas, and that biogas is used for the electricity generation, and also that is provided to the local government facilities. And then and also somehow the liquid somehow the liquid the materials residues from the methane gas generation utilize the fertilizer of the for the agricultures and the livestock industries. So this is somehow how resource is circulated in this area. And then there is also this activity also contribute to greenhouse gas emission reduction by collecting methane gas from the manures, and also by using the biogas for the town hall buildings and then other cities facilities, which becomes somehow the disaster prevention centers in the event of the major power failure or the other emergencies. So this is how the community forum trying to address the local issues there, and then and also the by creating electricity businesses by biogas, so they created new jobs for the people there. So next, please. And then also they try to use the new technology of enhancing quality of life and contributing climate change mitigation. That is somehow on-demand transportation system using the somehow the using somehow iPad or any other things, and also autonomous mobilities, and also using drone for delivering for the delivery of the parcels. So this is kind of the activity supported by the national governments, and then I want to stress here that first maybe the integration, or trying to make synergies of the different sectors, like agriculture, in this case in agriculture and waste, and also electricity generations and job creation. So these things are somehow trying to be combined, and then making synergies most from the trying to get benefits as much as possible. So utilizing the local resources is most important things. And also the this is the also the maybe this is kind of the this kind of synergies is this kind of synergies is based on the SDG spirits of the somehow integrations. So this is the somehow the how Japanese local government trying to the SDG kind of the concept into the practice. So my slide has the another kind of the topic, like the certification system to encourage actions by private sectors, but because of the time limitation, I will skip that. But I want to emphasize that the local governments establish the certification or recognition system for the actions by citizens and companies. And then providing the somehow criteria of activities, they try to promote the SDG actions of local kind of stakeholders. So I think this is somehow very popular tools taken by the local governments in Japan. So I will share the slides with you. So if you are interested in, so please take a look. And then if you have a question, I'm happy to answer it. So thank you very much. This is the end of my presentation.
Hello, Dr. Yasuka. May I ask a question? Okay, that's a very interesting sharing, especially regarding the rating by the Yokohama City. Would you please elaborate more to us how the local city, the city rating their industry? Is that done only by the local authority or involve the state or national government? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is a good question. So for the case of Yokohama, actually the local governments lead that program, and then they provide some benefits to the certified local governments, like the but for the selection, they are very open. And then could you show this slide number? Okay. Okay, 16th, check sheet. The next one. Next one, please. Yeah, this is somehow the checklist. They are open to the public. So, from they are the 4 areas, priority areas: environment, social, governance, and local, contribution to local economies, and then the social environment. So they set the criteria, and then this is very clear. And then for the selection, so they formed, the selection committee, including local governments, and also somehow financial sectors, which may provide some financial support for the activities and for the companies, and also the experts, university kind of, scholars and anything. So somehow diverse of they maintain somehow that certain diversity of the committee member for the selection.
So from this rating system given by the Yokohama City, is there any privilege or advantage to the industry when they are doing any businesses with the government?
Okay. So could you back to the two, and then yes. So this shows somehow the certificate. It's very general, not for the Yokohama only, but the many local governments introduce this kind of systems. And then in most cases, they provide somehow first recognition, somehow prestige, and also the providing, business matching opportunities from the local governments, and also for the procurements of local governments. So they provided some plus points to the certified one. So they have more opportunities to get business from the local governments. And also and then the local government, the local government has some collaboration with local financial institutes, like local banks, or somehow some insurance company. And then then somehow the registered certified companies has more opportunity to get support from the local banks and financial institutes. So by getting somehow certification, local kind of companies get some support from local governments, and then the local financial institutes, directly or indirectly. So this is kind of the systems.
Thank you, Doctor, for the explanation.
Thank you so much for the question.
Great. Thank you, Karaka-san, for such a interesting, inspiring presentation. Japanese cities are really far ahead of other cities in terms of implementing SDGs. And then there is definitely a multi-government concerted effort in Japan to make sure SDGs are the guiding beacon of all the local government activities. We will have more to discuss later when it comes to SDG and in the urban planning process. But for now, I'd like to open up this Mentimeter activity. And this is an exercise that mayors can participate. It's a basic polling exercise. Okay, so you have seen the code, and I think you probably have already done this in the past. So enter the code into the menti.com, and you will be given a screen where you could identify answers to this particular question. So this is question 1. So identify 3 most urgent issues your community is facing. And as you are answer the poll, and the outcome will be compiled here. So as of now, we have 4 mayors joined the polling. And then we get to see the outcome on the live time. Thank you, Mayor, who have answered the question. So the most three urgent issues the mayor's community is facing is lack of affordable housing, poor urban environmental quality, and inadequate urban infrastructure. These are not uncommon in many cities in Asia Pacific who's experiencing very rapid urbanization. So as we see more mayors entering their answers, lack of affordable housing definitely is the #1 issues many of our communities are facing in Asia Pacific. Yeah, we're waiting for 4 more mayors to enter their answer, and then we'll move forward to the next question. There are only 2 questions in this exercise. Thank you. For urban environment quality. Yes, this is a lot of these issues are not in isolation when they're experiencing our local communities. So a lack of infrastructure could be the root for poor urban environment quality and condition. And they are also connected to lack of basic services and lack of affordable housing. Okay, we have 8 mayors answer the question, and then we've seen the 3 most urgent issues identified that's in common among the mayors are the poor urban quality, lack of affordable housing, basic services, and slum update. And then the third one is inadequate urban infrastructure. So we're going to move to the next question. Hope all the mayors have opportunity to participate and by answering the questions. So the next question is, among the following items, which ones does your community currently have? So this is a list of 6 commonly used policy tools in urban and territory planning. And having those policy tools oftentimes help community address those issues that you've identified earlier. So you can pick as many as all 6, or only the ones you think your community have. So there's no limit of number of answers you can pick. Thank you. Yeah, many of our communities in the poll that shows who already have plans, whether they're separate or integrated for different subjects. That could be housing, transportation, green space, etc. I'm hoping more mayors can input their answers here. So far, based on the answers, we can see lack of data, information systems that establish, particularly to track plan implementation, to do policy evaluation, seems to be an item that's not widely available or implemented in our communities. This is also a common issue faced by many communities who do not have adequate resources, who have challenges keeping up with all the data collection as the city is experiencing rapid growth. Okay, I'd like to stay here for maybe 1 more minute to see if we have more mayors enter their answers. Okay, well, the pattern is clear. So while we have clear plans, we have visions, but the process of monitoring and then evaluating plan implementation seems to be lacking, which again indicate is a common issue facing cities in Asia Pacific region. Okay, we are going back to the main slide deck. Need to stop sharing. Right. So keep in mind all the answers you've input for this earlier exercise. We'll bring those conversation about those issues and the policy tools back in subsequent presentation. But now I'd like to do a presentation. This is a show and tell of mayor's homework. Thank you for mayors who have submitted their homework. We have received 6 submission, and then we have the mayors. This is the order of your presentation. And I'd like to, and your slides are going to be on display following this order. And then without further ado, I'm going to give the floor to Mayor of Del Carmen.
Good morning to everyone. My apologies, something's wrong with my camera. It's not working right now. Our vision is an active citizenry and competent government with a sustainable agri-ecotourism driven economy. We also have the mission to deliver quality social services through community-driven development and partnerships. This mission and vision we have been executing for the last 15 years. We were able to reduce poverty incidence by 44% using this mission and vision, and remain on top of one of the municipalities and cities actively engaged in climate change adaptation and action, allowing us to be competent in our services and in our economic growth. That's it from my end. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to move forward to the next mayor. Mayor from Inarua. You may be on mute. Can we? Okay, Mayor, the floor is yours.
Hello, namaste, everyone. I am Dheeraj Bhattrai. I am speaking on the behalf of Mayor of Inarwa Municipality today, because today is attending one of the religious function over here. I have already told that on the masses before. So on the behalf of him, I would like to present the slide for today. The vision of Inarwa Municipality is to achieve a clean, healthy, and sustainable environment through an inclusive, efficient, and innovative solid waste management system that prioritizes waste reduction, resource recovery, and community engagement. The three principles behind the vision is a clean and healthy city aims to reduce the pollution, improve sanitation, and safeguard public health. Innovation encourages the use of the modern technology, data, and smart waste solution. Actually, we have already started this in the very small level, because as we all know that Nepal is one of the poorest country in Southeast Asia. So one small initiative have already been started in Inarwa municipality, but in the very low scale. And sustainability focuses on the long term in compositing and the stakeholders, including marginalized communities, local ownership, and responsibility. Nepal is a country that lies between the India and China to be.
The internet connection is weak. Okay, I think we have lost the mayor because of internet connection. So we'll move to the next one. Oh, the mayor is back again. Right. So we'll move to the next mayor, and then when mayor of Inarua comes back, we'll give her another opportunity. So the next one is I believe is Hulu Selangor. Selangor. Sorry, I didn't pronounce it right. Mayor, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Yizao. Yeah, I'm Julaiha, the president of Hulu Selangor Municipal Council from Malaysia. Okay, for this presentation, I would like to refer to my previous presentation, which is our topic is about the regularization of campsites in Hulu Selangor. So for today, I would like to share the vision that will guide the implementation of this initiative. So my vision is built on 3 key principles, what I call as a 3K foundation. The first K, this is in Bahasa Melayu, which is keselamatan. In English, we call it safety. The second K, kesihatan, which help. And the third K is keyakinan or confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just a words. Actually, they represent the values that we must uphold to ensure that our ecotourism sectors grows in a way that is responsible, resilient, and trusted. So for our vision, so we outline this like the vision like this: to create a safe, healthy, and trusted ecotourism environment in Hulu Selangor through the regularization of campsites, anchored by the principles 3Ks, which I mentioned earlier: keselamatan, kesihatan, and keyakinan. So for the keselamatan or safety, this one actually relates to the landslide incident that happened in 2022, which claimed 31 lives, mostly our children. And this become constant reminder to us when a campsites operate without oversight. So with this initiative, we aim to introduce clear safety standards and proper site selection to avoid high-risk area such as a river reserve and also orchard slopes. And the third, so for the better vision about a better understanding about our vision, I would like to move to the next slide, please. Okay, this is the pictures of our popular campsite. I choose 4 actually for this presentation. These 4, if you can see from the first column, the left side is Rasa Hill Lodge. The second one is Sojuk Riverside Campsite. The third column, Tokba Campsite. And the last column pictures we can see there, that one is a Hulu Tamu Eco Resort. All campsites under our program, regularization program. So each of these campsites, they have their own unique attraction, but also real risk that we must address through our initiative. Okay, we refer to the first one, Rasa Hill Lodge. For example, this campsite is situated on elevated land with some hilly terrain and gentle slopes actually. While the site offers, they have beautiful view and also unique hilltop experience, but its topography also present certain geotechnical risks, especially during prolonged rainfall. We know Malaysia, we situated in an area that we have a lot rainfall along the year. So this become one of the risks that this campsite have. Then what is the most particularly noteworthy is that beneath the swimming pool area, you can see there is a picture of swimming pool. Actually, under that swimming pool area, there is a natural groundwater spring, or in Malaysia, we call it mata air, groundwater spring. We understand that the owner has made commendable efforts to manage this by channeling the water through the swimming pool area. They built underground piping system to maintain continuous flow. However, from a planning perspective, we need to remain cautious because over the time, this underground water movement under the swimming pool, if not carefully monitored, can lead to water ponding or gradual soil weakening, which may increase the risk of slope failure or landslide. And for the next campsite like Sojuk, Tokba, and also Hulu Tamu Eco Resort, you can see there all are located along the river banks. Very beautiful river. So while they offer a serene and immersive natural experience, they also face an even more sudden and life-threatening risk, which is an incident like fast-moving upstream surge or sudden flash flood, especially during the rainfall. This is very dangerous to the campers that stay along the riverbanks. So these are kind of hazards that we aim to prevent through the regularization program in Hulu Selangor. However, the good news is I would like to share with all of you, all of 4 of these campsites are now actively participating in our regularization program. They are midway through the process, working closely with us, MPSH, the Municipal Council. They're really serious to improve their safety standards, adopt risk mitigation measures, and at the same time build toward full compliance with the regulation. And this collaboration proof with the structured support and clear guidelines from the government, from the local authorities, the private operators like these 4 that I mentioned to you, they are ready and willing to be part of the solution. And the last K, which is kesihatan, health. The second K. Second K is health, health and hygiene. When the people, they camp, they do this camping, actually they often associate with the clean air and nature. However, at the same time, they also have some issues like lack of clean water, poor sanitation, and improper waste disposal. So through this initiative, we want to ensure that all the campsites will have, that the campers that come to this campsite, they will have access to basic hygiene facilities like toilet, sinky, clean water, and also they must have environmental compliance. And the last one is a K, keyakinan or confidence. This is the final pillar in our vision, which is we need to make sure the campus, the people, tourists, whether it's local or international tourists, when they come to Selangor, then they must feel safe and assured when they visit our tourism area. And operators also need to provide a structured system that support their efforts. So this we can do through certifying the legal campsites, creating a central registry or digital listing of approved operator, and also encouraging our community partnership. So ladies and gentlemen, as a conclusion for my presentation, this 3K vision, keselamatan, kesihatan, keyakinan, is not just a slogan, it is a strategic framework that will guide us from tragedy to transformation. And with this vision, we are not only responding to a crisis, but building a future where every campsite contributes to safety, health, and lasting public trust. So with that, thank you for my presentation.
Thank you, Mayor, for sharing your case studies and also very effective program that you have run. And we can move to the next Mayor, Banda Aceh City. Do we have Mayor of City of Banda Aceh in the audience? Welcome, Mayor. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Wait. Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here for our beloved city. Today, I'm to present to you our vision for Banda Aceh City of collaboration, of cooperation among all stakeholders, government, business, academic, media, and the vibrant community we serve. Together, we can tackle the challenges
Seems we're having internet connection issue.
Oh.
Mhm. Okay. In the interest of time, we are going to move to the next mayor, and then we know we have two mayors had internet connection issue. We'll hopefully give them opportunity to speak again. Mayor of Suryodaya, please.
Namaste. Uh, Warm good morning to all the distinguished participants. I am Srijan Gadal. I am talking on behalf of our mayor sir. Actually, our mayor sir is traveling towards China, and I think probably he's in the flight right now. He will join afterwards. And talking briefly about our presentation, our mayor sir has already sent this presentation, and on behalf of his voice, we are talking about his vision on making our Surigao municipality a vision for a clean and sustainable city. We are planning an integrated solid waste management system that is the burning issues of most probably all the local government in Nepal. And can we move towards the next slide?
Yep. Okay, great. So we have a Word document that
Yes,
was
yes.
more than the vision. We can.
Okay. Okay, then I can explain a bit about this Word document also. Our municipality is divided into 14 administrative units, and among that 14 administrative units, we have already make our two of our wards as environment friendly local governments. And talking briefly about our municipality, it has significant potential as a growing tourism hub in eastern Nepal. Recognized as our municipality is recognized as the touristic municipality, it has increasingly become a uh, destination of interest for both international and national tourists and visitors. More than 2,500 tourists visits our municipality every day, reflecting its strong appeal as a travel destination. And our municipality holds a population of more than 54,000 and 14,000 households, and around 20.5 metric ton of waste are generated every day. And the current solid waste management system of our municipality is fragmented and environmentally unsustainable and is ill equipped also. The most challenge and the crucial challenge is the absence of integrated solid waste management system in our municipality. Yet the challenge is multidimensional. Not only the integrated solid waste management, we have the multidimensional challenges in our municipality. And some of the challenges are we have lack of source level waste segregation and inadequate waste collection and transport management, transport infrastructure. And we all are also having problem in, we are also not having the well engineered sanitary landfill site. And to address this kind of problems, our municipality has proposed a solution of making our waste management and going into the integrated solid waste management system. And it has partnered with the development agencies like SDC and the Swiss government and provincial level government and federal government also. And so construction by constructing the solid waste management center, and smart monitoring system, community engaging by engaging the community are the focused solution that we are proposing to make our city sustainable, green, and resilient city. And we have also proposed a 3-year implementation, multi-year implementation plan with the focused area and with key deliverables. Also, we have also submitted, that thing. And that's all what we like to share for now. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mayor, for sharing with your vision that's driven by the concern of your match to your local condition. We're going to move to next mayor, Kampong
Excuse me?
Cham City.
My
Okay. So we'd like to have the mayor of Kampong Cham continue, and I think I will then we can give the other mayors more community to finish their presentation.
Okay. Good afternoon, I'm Minia from Kampong Cham Municipality, Cambodia. I would like to say about my vision of Kampong Cham city to become a green, clean, fresh, and the hub of. Hello, do you hear me? That hello.
Oh, yes, we can hear you. Please continue.
Okay, yeah. About the vision of Kampong Cham city to become a green, clean, safe, and the hub of tourism, transport, and education in our province. Regarding to the green city, Kampong Cham is one of the city that is we plan to be a green city in the future. We plan many trees, and also we have a master plan to have a public space and also the private space for the citizen as well. Besides this, about the waste management system, we are building a new system for the waste management system, both about the waste management system and also the polluted water. We also have a wastewater treatment plant before we flow into the river. That's our mission that we are doing now. And to become a hub of the transportation, regarding to the geographic of Kampong Cham municipality, we are in the middle of Cambodia. So in the future, we will build a new bridge into other province across the river, which connected from our municipality to other province. So in the future, in the sub future, Kampong Cham city will become the intersection of the road in Cambodia to make the transportation in Cambodia is more better and the low cost when we are transport product to the other city. Besides that, Kampong Cham municipality, Kampong Cham city is in the middle of the city, which connected all the river connect all there are 6 provinces along the Tonle Sap lake. So after we build a canal to go to the sea, I think that Kampong Cham will develop and will become the commercial area for Cambodia in the future, because right now we build a canal called Funon to connect from the river to the sea. So it will benefit to our city to become the hub of the transportation, both road and also the river that we will transport everything to abroad. That's the vision of Kampong Cham city. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, for sharing your vision. And that's a beautiful picture of your city. I can see that Mayor of Banda Aceh is eager to share with us your city's vision. could I kindly request you limit the presentation to 2 minutes maximum, as we are trying to keep up with the time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry. Okay, this vision refers to goals and direction of Banda Aceh City development, with prioritize the principle of collaboration between various parties, both between the government, industrial or business, academic, mass media, regulation of law, and communities by emphasizing the importance of synergy and close cooperation in solving various problems and achieving sustainable development goals and improving the quality of life in Banda Aceh City. This vision not only reflects the spirit of working together, but also becomes a strategic direction in realizing Banda Aceh as competitive city, friendly to innovation, and able to grow sustainably within the framework of Islamic values and diversity. In realizing Banda Aceh is collaborative city, it also involves people from various backgrounds, including women, youth, people with disabilities, and other vulnerable groups. The existing diversity is not an obstacle, but a strength, so that it must also be given space and opportunity to play an active role and be involved in Banda Aceh development. With this collaborative role and be involved in the city development with the collaborative approach, Banda Aceh is also directed to become an economically, but also grow as the comfortable for space that support the quality of life of all its citizens from now to future generation. Given the flooding and waterlogging issues, I envision at Banda Aceh City of collaboration. The pressing issues around decreasing open green space, under capacity of cities drainage system, and increasing need to apply sustainable urban storm water design, or SUSD, require significant effort and resources. Banda Aceh do not possess sufficient resources to comprehensively resolve flooding and waterlogging. Collaboration will allow our citizens to actively involve in ensuring cities cleanliness, preventing careless waste disposal and littering, or participating in city greening help significantly. Collaboration will also enable center government projects to be implemented in Banda Aceh. We also welcome welcoming the green upper space or establishment the new urban forest. We also look forward to working closely with NGOs and addressing environmental challenges, especially on climate change and promoting environmental sustainability. The vision also allows different donors and countries implementing support program and project on environmental and sustainability in the city. I will start with deepening the collaboration or the key issues, providing essential key areas for collaboration, identifying the city government intervention for smoothing the collaboration, ensuring and necessary intervention are provided for the next 5 years. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor, for sharing. That's a great community collective action to achieve aspirational ambitious goals. Thank you for sharing. I'd like to see if we can give Mayor of.
Thank you.
Okay. I think in the interest of time, I think originally we were thinking maybe another mayor would like to continue, but I guess we need to get through the content, and then we'll see if I have the opportunity to have further sharing. I will give a short presentation about the role of urban and territory planning in help cities achieve SDGs, and particularly in help achieving compact integrated development. Next slide, please. Mayors have identified local issues and then some policy tools that your community are facing or your community can implement. And those issues and policy tools are oftentimes involved in urban and territory planning. This is a major government function that now is formally integrated into city governance. And you can see here the urban territory planning is considered as a decision-making process that's shaped by competing goals and emphasize spatial manifestation of visions and involve the implementation of policies, regulatory tools, and intervention. And then most importantly, it needs to be implemented through a institutionalized participatory process, and which require mechanism and procedures to ensure their successful and effective implementation. In order to use urban and territory planning to achieve sustainable urban development, particularly SDGs, we need to make sure the UTP, I will use this short term for urban territory planning, is done in so that it respects nature's needs and human demand, and it advances goals of balancing different needs, and it's inclusive in the process, and it's also based on evidence and science. Next slide, please. So in order to make that process happen, in order to make sure UTP help us achieve sustainable development, it begins with local vision. So all the mayors have shared with us your vision that's done through articulating local core values of our local dialogues. There are many strategies you can implement to help derive local visions. But it's mostly important to understand that the local visions is based or grounded in science and evidence. It's something preferred by our community, but it's not. It's something that's probable based on based on past trends and then understanding of impacts of policies and interventions. So it's something that's feasible and also supported by our community stakeholders. Next slide, please. Another way to look at this vision-driven process of UTP is to connect here and now, which oftentimes affect our livability, and it's examined at the micro level and looking at short-term needs and issues, is to connect that here and now to our future long-term goals and visions. And basically, that's the trend toward sustainability. So by connecting this micro level to macro level, short term to long term, that requires us to situate our local goals and strategies into the broader multi-governance structure, align our local goals with regional, national, even international framework, which is what do we call it? Think globally, we act and plan locally. Next, please. And another critical aspect of sustainable UTP is to rely on integrated approach and have a whole comprehensive set of policy tools that can allow us to achieve the ultimate goals. So you can see this slide illustrate how different topic or subject matters, land use, transportation, housing, and green space / nature and economic development are all integrated together. They are working together to support plans, to support vision-driven policies. And at the end is these integrated actions that can help us deliver the desired outcome. Next, please. Very critical aspect of UTP is to have evaluation and accountability mechanism because a lot of the issues and then problems we face in the community, they are considered as those wicked problems. So they does not give us clear definition of issues or help allow us to find solutions easily. And oftentimes when we find a solution, the implementation process carries unintended consequences, which means we need to implement constant evaluation and monitoring, which can be carried out through using the SMART indicators, which is stand for specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-bound indicators, and rely on accurate data to help us evaluate the policy implementation outcome. And this is the process which can be easily integrated into a voluntary local review process, or the voluntary local review can be part of, can be the outcome of the evaluation accountability process of UTP. And then the evaluation outcome serve as the basis for future visioning and planning process. And you can see that the earlier we identified the process from vision to policy to actions to monitoring to evaluation and back to the vision that make our UTP a iterative process. Next, please. So I'd like to use this compact mixed land use pedestrian-oriented development, which has been identified as the key strategy for achieving sustainability and resilience in Asia-Pacific cities. And this is at the center of the most recent report of Future of Asian-Pacific Cities 2023. And I'd like to further discuss why we need to focus on achieving this particular kind of urban development pattern, and how can we use sustainable and participatory UTP to help deliver that outcome. And most importantly, how can we integrate VRR into that process. Next, please. So the cities in Asia Pacific witnessing continuing and then also rapid urbanization. And the mayors in the earlier Mentimeter exercise identified a lot of issues, and some of them are connected with the type of urban development patterns. So when we have continuous urban sprawl, where you have inefficient land use and stretched infrastructure, that will cause reliance on automobile travel, and which cause deteriorated urban environmental condition. And we have informal settlement. That's because of lack of affordable housing and lack of adequate infrastructure. And all these urban development patterns, which when is not managed and planned carefully, will result in many of the issues and problems that we identified earlier. Develop cities into compact and pedestrian-oriented environment has received a lot of literature research attention. And then there's also very strong evidence showing how this kind of development patterns may contributing to urban sustainability. And you can see the table on the right side of the slide outlines the conditions or the outcome that could come from the compact cities, which is shorter travel distance, less automobile dependence, and more efficiency in energy generation and consumption, and optimal use of land. And all these characteristics connected with compact cities could generate benefits in our environmental, social, and economic terms. So there is extensive literature or research on this, documenting this kind of benefits. Next, please. So how to deliver or use urban and territory planning to embrace and encourage the development of compactness and mixed use. This require the cities use a comprehensive set of policy tools. So for example, to achieve compactness, not only we need to have a good city master plan and encourage infill redevelopment, and it also requires multi-level governance alignment, where we have national, subnational, and regional development framework, all encourage and embrace compactness. And for delivering mixed land uses and housing, not only we need zoning to make sure we dedicate enough land to support housing development, we also use zoning For example, inclusive zoning that require housing developers or housing development to provide affordable housing supply, units affordable to our medium income or even low income households. And there are many other policy tools can be used to deliver mixed land use and then encourage affordable housing supply. And that includes density bonus, tax abatement, using incentives, and working with community to upgrade settlement housing and then use innovative housing types. So for mayors who are interested, there are many case studies that could about best practices of affordable housing development that you can look into, and we can share those resources with mayors as well. Similarly, tools and design guidelines, transportation planning policies that could be utilized to improve pedestrian-oriented urban development, which means we need to create urban environment that's friendly to pedestrians and also encourage people to use the outdoor space, not only for transportation purpose, but also for their recreational purpose and to improve urban health. And then lastly, many cities are facing the informal settlement upgrade needs. This oftentimes will rely on multi-method, a multi-approach to address those issues, that ranging from legal measures to recognize land tenure and implement a strong land use regulation and use creative land development rights market. And most importantly, involve the impacted community in the process to co-plan and co-design resettlement. And again, there are also good cases that mayors can learn from. Next, please. Okay. Given the limited time, I'm introducing two cases here, which involved using inclusive and participation urban territory planning to deliver good outcome. One is more or less a top-down approach, which is a city of Chengdu, which using their urban ecological zone as a development region at the urban edge, to not only use that approach to contain urban sprawl, and also use that plant a designated region to establish urban-rural continuum. The approaches here identified that contribute to the success of this tool is first is having a regional approach to consider urban development and control urban expansion, and then implement peri-urban planning. And then the city rely on very strong integrated spatial framework that combine transportation, open space, land use, and utility planning together, and use this tool development, this ecological zone at urban fringe, also as a way to encourage rural redevelopment and encourage accessibility or improving accessibility to rural regions. The second case is Surabaya, Indonesia. This is more or less bottom-up approach and using informal settlement upgrade to create compact development and then bring in mixed housing and service and green economy together. So the important strategies that contribute to success is several programs, including the city park space program that allow the informal settlement upgrading and turn that into green community parks. And together with this, there's also community-based solid waste management system. And earlier, I've noticed several mayors mentioned that waste management issue is a big challenge in their community. And I believe Surabaya, as an example, provides a very good model in terms of low cost, but very much community engaged and motivated process to deal with solid waste management. And then there is more literature on this I'd like to share with interested mayors. Next, please. Okay, so to summarize what we discussed about how we can use urban and territorial planning to achieve SDGs, and particularly SDG 11, as this circle shown on this graph. As success of SDG 11 generates synergies to other 10 SDGs. You can see where those lines pointed to the other SDGs. So as urban and territorial planning, although it probably mostly focus on SDG 11, but overall it will generate benefits to many other SDGs. In order to achieve that successful outcome, there are 4 areas that cities need to pay attention to. One is governance. So create a policy environment for transformative and resilient urban planning. And this requires multi-level governance and concerted effort. And the next is ensure capacity building and coordination for effective urban planning and local action. And this is probably right now, many cities are facing limited resources for data collection, for training of the practitioners who can organize planning process, for policy designers, or that can turn into required regulations into clearly written policy tools. And the third part is having a holistic policy system that could help a community address many issues, and also making them all in alignment, and then making them all consistent with internal consistency and vertical consistency as well. And then last but not least is urban and territory planning, and it should have a very clear spatial manifestation of the visions and goals. And then as the report has identified, a compact and mixed use and pedestrian oriented urban environment, the built environment should be the spatial manifestation for sustainability development. So that's this is 3 pillars that we could emphasize to get the UTP work for our sustainable development goals. Next, please. Okay, so this is the last slide, and after this we will take a break and then get into the exercise. These slides help us understand why and how we can use UTP to achieve SDGs, and particularly integrate the voluntary local review into this process. So I'm borrowing this article written by Pipa and Bouchet. They talk about how we can use urban and territorial planning for SDG achievement based on these 5 lines of effort. So we need to increase the awareness of SDGs in the local planning process, connecting local issues and priorities to SDG targets. So this means we improve planning intelligence and literacy among professionals, among our community leaders. And the second A indicated the effort to examine our policies, examine our plans and goals and actions, and then to assess their alignment, and horizontally, vertically, and then spatially. And the third A is indicated that we need to acquire good data and good information system that will help us establish baseline assessment, understand trend, and then help us understand projection, which is estimate of future condition based on the data and science. So that will help us identify what we call the probable and then preferred future scenarios. And it also will help us identify gaps. And the action and accountability goes together. So as we implement policies and implement interventions, we need to constantly evaluate and monitor them. And that evaluation and monitoring process could be aligned with or could be used to support voluntary local reviews, which is using the SDG framework to assess local development of planning and performance. So with this understanding of this 5 A's, we will apply this to our localization of SDG targets in this exercise in the second half of our session. So let's see. I think we're doing okay on time. We're supposed to finish this by 12:15. We're 5 minutes a little over, sorry. I'd like to see if we would like to take a break and then come back at 12:35, which is about 15 minutes gap. And then we'll go into our exercise into a breakout room. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you everybody get a chance to walk around and shake the body a little bit after sitting for almost 90 minutes. Okay. Before we get to this is going to be an hour-long exercise. Before we get into the exercise, I'd like to give mayors the opportunity to ask questions. I realized I didn't get a chance to give you the opportunity because we're trying to get everything done. So I think having any questions and answers could help us get into the exercise. So any questions you might have. You can just unmute your mic and then start talking. Okay. All right. We don't have questions. We will move to the exercise, and I'll explain the exercise first. So we conclude the discussion about how to use urban territory planning to achieve SDGs. And we conclude with the discussion with these 5 A's, and which means we can use or implement or carry out efforts along these 5 areas to help us achieve SDG. And also these efforts help us localize SDG. And those efforts are interactive and mutually reinforcing. We are going to use 4 targets of SDG 11's 10 targets as example to walk through the localization process. And these 4 targets are chosen because they are directly connected with policies and actions and issues in the realm of urban and territory planning. So these 4 targets include safe and affordable housing, affordable and sustainable transportation system, inclusive and sustainable urbanization, and inclusive green and public spaces. And there's some kind of further explanation of these 4 targets. Next, please. So what we'll do is on the mural board, you will be looking at that very soon. You will identify actions in the 2 main categories. So those actions help you connect SDGs with local issues, local policies, and local goals. And specifically, what you can do is, so in order to make alignment and improve awareness of SDG in UTP, you can do 3 examples are listed here. You can map those targets to local government functions. So for example, do you have a local agency that specifically address affordable housing or transportation? You can map those targets to your strategic visions. Do you have language in your written vision plans that target those issues? And you can map those targets to development plans. Another example of those actions or strategies is to can you adapt targets to reflect specific community needs, ensure alignment with local priorities? Do you have mechanism that you've already identified or you're being implementing that's to engage local stakeholders such as NGOs, business, and citizens? So that's in the realm of improve alignment, awareness. This is the strategy and action you can do, and that to help you localize SDG targets. In the second realm, that's analysis and accountability. You can identify whether you have existing data that help establish baseline, monitor progress, and help you identify gaps in those targets. And do you have data collection investment or data collection method that's been implementing or you're about to implement to ensure that you have locally specific data, not just the aggregate national or regional statistics? And do you have review mechanism that help identify targets, benchmarks, indicators that will help you assess improvements or assess directions of your local performance? So what you will need to do on the mirror board is type in or let assistant help you type in anything that you can identify to connect to these 4 SDG 11 targets. Okay. We will break into 2 break room, and Fernando and I will each lead 1 breakout room. And I believe we will have an assistant from UN ESCAP or UN Habitat to facilitate the session, the process. Is that the case? Okay. Yeah. So then I guess we will allow the session organizer help put us into 2 breakout room.
So Isa, this is Sanji. Yes, so we do have Sol and Hannah will be in the groups to help you facilitate the mirror board.
We'll
Okay,
open it.
thank you.
So the room is now open. Mayors, please accept the invitation to move to the different specific rooms. For partners, you are able to choose
in progress.
which room you would like to enter.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed sharing your community information, ideas, and then strategies among your fellow mayors. And I hope you find this exercise useful. So just like we did last time, we'll spend about 10 minutes summarizing the findings or the discussion outcome from each breakout room. I know we are the breakout room 1, and we already have a volunteer to report our exercise. And thank you so much, Mayor Abhulu Senangar. The floor is yours.
Hello, hi. Thank you, Doctor. I will try my best to present my group. My group consists of a mayor of Nepal and also from Kampung Chinang. So we have a great time discussing about the topic given by the Dr. Yizao. So if we refer to these 4 indicators in this SDG 11, what we can assess our municipal municipal Kampung Chinang, Hulu Selangor, also Nepal, actually we do have practice SDG 11 sustainable cities, especially these 4 goals. And if we refer to the first goal about affordable houses, most of us actually we do have providing affordable houses for the community, but maybe we need to be more serious about this. Then sorry, I cannot see that one. Okay. For example, in Selangor, we do have the SDG roadmap and stated in that document about providing affordable housing. And they have a very good policy from the state and also up to the local and the regional policy about providing affordable houses. And the second indicator, affordable and sustainable transport system. This one, yeah, quite lag actually. We need to do better about providing public transport for the people, whether that is a bus or train. And also first mile and last mile system, maybe like micro mobility. Actually, we don't have the opportunity to discuss more about bicycle, the pedestrian and everything to promote sustainable transport system. But we still have and we on track to provide affordable and sustainable transport system in our municipal area. The third indicator, please. Thank you. Inclusive and sustainable urbanization. Yes, I think this is the best that we have now aligned with SDG. Most of the municipal, the 3 of us actually, we do have a good alignment awareness about preparing our planning process, but about the data, about the analysis and accountability, we need to do better. We need to document the people that involved in the process, especially our community, the minority people, so that the term that we call in SDG, no one left behind, we really implement that as the local ground, because very important to localize the SDG. And I believe that it will start with the planning process. When all the people at the community level, ground level, the indigenous people, minority people, the women, the children, when they have the same opportunity to participate in our planning process, then we can become a sustainable city, as what we dream in our SDG goals. And the last one, inclusive, green and public spaces. We discussed this a lot. That I can see that like Mayor from Kampung Chinang, I like his vision. I like his plan. He started the program of planting the cherry blossom in his city. That's a very beautiful plan. Maybe we also can start in our area. And we can see the green and public spaces, not really a big issue. We do have that in our city. Just about the maintenance, that's become a challenge because it needs a lot of fund. It needs a lot of works involving many departments, and also we need the collaboration from the people itself, because the government, like us, municipal council, we can provide, the private sector can provide, but afterwards the project or the green or the public spaces built, the more important thing is about the maintenance. and how the people down there, the community can use the facility that provided by the government and also by the development itself. With that, thank you, Dr. Yizao. Maybe if my colleague from our group one want to add some more, I welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, we do have a couple minutes to see if Mayor of Kompangchang would like to add to this summary.
No, it's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a great summary, Mayor of Hulu Selangor. And I do see like you are having enjoy the time of articulating what your community has been doing in order align those SDG targets. Thanks. Right, let's switch to group 2.
Yes. Hello. Thank you so much, Professor Yang. And so from our group, we also have a very good discussion. And we will be represented today by Honorable Mayor Elisa from Banda Aceh. So please, Honorable Mayor, if you can summarize our discussion, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Prof. Fernando. I would like to summarize the conclusion of 4 target of SDGs 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. We discussed with the Mayor Der Kalman from Philippines. I try. The Sustainable Development Goals 11 aim to make cities and human settlement inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Here is a conclusion highlighting the significance of our essential target within this goal. The first, safe and affordable housing, enlightenment awareness, increased awareness on housing, dialogue to affected families. It's very settlement areas and maps with the academia, NGOs, and also disaster resilient after the tsunami, like in Banda Aceh City, community-based program for housing. And then we make the collaboration with National Housing Department and Environment Department on available resettlement study and how to do localized resettlement, and then start local government-led housing program for the poor and vulnerable families, on organization, rehabilitation, and reconstruction led BRR in Aceh, or NGOs local and international. Target timeline, target for timeline need to the done for like the 3 years. And then second, affordable and sustainable transport system for enlightenment and awareness. Reviewing option for the e-transport do high cost of fuel, working with national government to study transport option within island or across island, enhancing connectivity, sustainable transport promotion, electric vehicle promotion, engaging with the resident and tracking their preference on transport, community engagement, and start on the increases public transport using hybrid vehicles, new policy and the transport across municipalities and within district. For the third, safe and affordable housing. For third, maybe third, maybe next.
Yes.
Next, for the third, very small. Inclusive and sustainable urbanization. Redevelopment strategies are being considered to spread impact of the tourism to to other areas, suburban and upland, and then increasing access to public service or engagement regardless of location, digital infrastructure, social media, transparency, and then participatory urban planning or community consultation and participation, equitable distribution or of the green and public space development, improving and then analysis accountability, new route to create new communities based on multi-stakeholder feedback, national law enforcement for the environmentally sustainable development. And then the fourth, sorry. The fourth about inclusive green and public space, alignment and awareness, conservation, first policy and pushing of the children park or play peace and order to feel safe, or CCTV, like police engagement, and then community interaction or culture event or recreational activities, more functional space infrastructure like RAM, case study working with community garden, community participation, give fresh product.
We lost Mayor due to the poor internet connection. I wonder if Mayor of Del Carmen, would you like to add to your group's summary?
Just probably to continue analysis and accountability. It's development of parks, museums, and events that focuses on culture and history. So despite urbanization, you do not forget or be influenced by external influences, and trying to increase standards of the parks to make it more global, which means safer, increased in terms of acceptability because it's nationally, internationally recognized. So that's part of the monitoring and the assessment. Overall, I think the good mayor from Indonesia has presented very well our output. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Good collaboration with the Philippines.
Oh, thank you. This concludes the main activities in our session. I think I'd like to provide a short reflection and then pass on to my colleague Fernando to provide a few comments before we introducing module 4. I think we have about 3 or 4 minutes to do so. And first of all, I think it's great to know from a couple of mayors that your city has already started voluntary local review. And I can also tell from your vocabulary and then your understanding of the process that you've put a lot of effort into that process. And I encourage you to think about the connection between the VRR and the urban territory planning. In many situations, these two processes can be merged together to deliver a very efficient outcome. And some city, based on my literature review, worry about conducting this voluntary local review to be an extra burden on the city's existing functionality. But in fact, if the city implemented the sustainable urban territory planning and then intentionally preparing data and then document the process, identify local activities, you can see that the voluntary local review can be integrated into the urban territory planning in a more or less seamless way. In fact, I encourage the mayors to look for examples in Japan. Many of the cities, their voluntary local review report indeed was part of the plan making process outcome. So it's you could have a strong synergy between the planning and the voluntary local review. That will be a save city resources and then make it outcome to be able to one stone kill two birds kind of a situation. I'd like to pass to Fernando to see if you have anything to add.
No, thank you so much. I think because we are running out of time, so I would like just to say that I hope, honorable mayors, you found Module 3 useful and that you learn things that you can carry it on your own practice and through your own policies, both from all the different speakers that we had throughout these modules, but also from fellow mayors and the experiences you all have been sharing in the breakout room and as well in the scenario exercises and the homework. And yes, Honorable Mayor Alfredo, if you have raised your hand, if you want to elaborate something, please go ahead.
Yes, sorry, I want to raise as a reflection based on what we did. One of the things that cities and municipalities are slow at is analyzing and capturing data to make better decisions, right? So the urgency is a little bit delayed. Are there any available AI tools that are out there now that can help us somehow analyze the data faster? Because the process of we use right now is really very slow. By the time we have a point to make a decision, there's already a change in data. For example, sea level rise is rising quickly. We never anticipated it. So I will lose an entire island with 1,000 people in it. I have to move them in the next 10 years. Otherwise, the risk is just too high. And the data we got 10 years ago was very different. It took us a few years to analyze it, but hopefully if there are available technologies right now that could help, a local governments uh, uh, decide quicker but more accurate in terms of data analysis.
Yeah, I completely hear you. With the rapid urbanization and changing condition, climate change, yes, that's indeed the one of the main challenging is not only data but also analyzing data. I think with faculties and experts that we are in have access to, I wanted to make sure we explore this situation with the experts, and then I believe the experts from UN Habitat, they may have access or be aware of some of the new technology could be applied or be applicable for local municipalities. Thank you for sharing this.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, sorry, one more thing. If there's also available VR technology, we tested one. It can easily communicate to people because they can experience the scenario and
Virtual reality.
how we can
Okay.
access it like faster.
Mhm,
The communication is not so hard in trying to convince them that we have to move otherwise something will really bad happen to you. Virtual
I see.
reality and augmented realities technologies or XR are very helpful. And if you could share them with us for planning purposes, I think that will help a lot of local governments.
Yes. This is certainly that we will help mayors explore. Thank you. Okay, so we're 5 minutes to the end. It's our introducing the next model. And the floor is yours, Professor Zafar and Edgar.
Thank you, Yuka. Honorable mayors, it's a pleasure to meet you. And we look forward to working with you during the month of July. So it's my pleasure to introduce module number 4 to you. If I can have the next slide. So my name is Zafar Adil. I'm a faculty member and director of the School of Sustainable Energy Engineering at Simon Fraser University. And my partner in the design of this module is Dr. Edgar Reyes. He's an associate professor of community and environmental resource planning at University of Philippines. There's 3 other colleagues at the University of the Philippines who will be helping us. So Dr. Casper Agaton, Dr. Ephraim Rojas, and Dr. Katrina Devanandra are going to be helping us in delivering the module to you. So let me describe what the module will generally cover. And I think it's a nice progression to the discussion that you were just having on sustainability and SDG 11 implementation. So we would be moving to understand the concepts of resilience, vulnerability, hazards, and risk management. So it's basically responding to different types of risk manifestations. And we would try to identify the roles of governance in building urban and community resilience. And in order to do that, you have to understand the various community assets, the risks to the community, and the resilience a community brings to climate change impacts. So all of that will build a composite picture. And of course, underlying all of that is our governance mechanisms, which allow us to implement things like climate justice, overall resilience in response to these external risks, and ways in which you can reduce and minimize the risk through different management approaches. So this will complete module 4A that will allow us to understand how this overall concept of resilience is applied in urban settings and what kind of risk mitigation strategies are adopted overall. In module 4B, we'll get to be a bit more specific, and we will start to look at urban design and planning solutions under climate change scenarios. And a specific concept that we have developed here at Simon Fraser University is low carbon resilience. So essentially building resilience and combating climate change through ways which also have a low carbon footprint themselves. So that's kind of the general concept. I won't go into too much detail right now because obviously we're going to cover it in module 4B. And we will also look at the role that nature-based solutions play in addressing or building communities' resilience. Again, if you can go to the next slide, I'll give you the structure of how we will go about implementing these modules. So there will be some introductory remarks in module 4A, and then we will dive headfirst into an interactive workshop activity. And this is basically you will be given different scenarios, and we'll sort of explores these concepts of resilience. And resilience simply is the idea of bouncing back after an external adverse or negative impact occurs within your city or within your community. Dr. Rojas will lead that process. We'll also have a more general, hopefully with that interactive workshop, you will have some idea of what we are talking about. And then Dr. Chingwan Chen is going to talk in a bit more detail about the resilience theory and how it applies. This will be followed by another presentation by Dr. Bersila, and this is going to be focusing on institutional resilience. So here we will not be talking about how buildings can have more resilience or communities, but rather we will talk about institutions. How can municipal departments, divisions, different agencies, how can they bring forward different resilience? And then towards the end of Module 4A, we will have a moderated discussion, and I will be facilitating that discussion. I'll actually come to the slide in a minute, and I'll describe what will be the topics of discussion. Next one, please. So in Module 4B, we'll again have some opening remarks, and we hopefully will get Mayor-elect Lucy Torres Gomez. So we're hoping that this will be confirmed soon. And this will give you a snapshot, in an Asia Pacific setting on how these resilience concepts are applied. I'll talk in more detail about this low carbon resilience, or LCR, how it is used to design climate actions and how it results in resilient cities. We'll take a break, and we'll have a second presentation by two of our colleagues from University of Philippines, and this will be presenting different nature-based solutions, what the best practices are, and what are some of the challenges encountered. And we will then have a discussion and a presentation of the homework that we will provide you at the end of Module 4A. So you will have 2 weeks to essentially develop your responses, and we will have that discussion. We'll take a bit more than an hour to discuss each of your feedback. And then, of course, we'll have an introduction to Module 5 at the end of Module 4, just like what I'm doing now. Now, let me give you a preview, if we can go to the next slide, on what the discussion points will be in Module 4A, so that when we have this moderated discussion, you are coming back with some ideas from your city that typically makes for a very rich discussion. So generally, the major question that you have to consider is that can you identify a specific climate change impact in your city? So I'm not talking about general things that, water distribution has changed or temperature profile has changed, but actually something very specific that you can quantify. And what we would ask you to do is pick one of those examples, and then use that example to highlight how your city responded to the problem that was created. And was the community response really resilient? Meaning that was it robust enough that that response covered future problems or future impacts that you might encounter. And knowing what you know now, after having gone through 3 modules and most of Module 4A, what would you do differently? So would you still apply the same response, or would you probably do something different? So I'll leave these questions with you. Please think about it, about your responses. When we go in the second half of Module 4A, we will invite each one of you to share your responses to these questions. And what we hope is that this would lead to a very interesting discussion and very interesting examples from your city. So I'll stop here. I know we're slightly over time, but please let me know if you have any immediate questions for now. Otherwise, I'll see you in Module 4A.
Thank you, Dr. Zafar. I'm going to pass the mic back to the session organizer to see if we have any follow-up things to do, or otherwise we are concluding our Module 3B.
And nothing else from my side. Thank you very much for your participation to all the mayors as well as to our partners. And we look forward to seeing you during the next module scheduled on the 8th of July. Just a reminder to all mayors that the initiative homework is due by the 10th of June. So we look forward to receiving that from all mayors. But other than that, you get a bit of a break until the next module. So we look forward to engaging you in July. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day.